Hi guys, and welcome back to Fixing the Unfixable. If you watched episode 1, you know this journey is about rebuilding trust, confidence, and a horse that has to learn to shut down under pressure. Today's video actually started as something completely different. I wasn't planning to film an episode, I wasn't planning to change anything big, but what happened the first time I rode Thia and hackamore changed everything. This is episode 2. Earlier that day I was just filming a normal vlog, a tack haul, testing some new equipment, nothing special. I didn't wake up that day thinking this ride will matter. Sometimes the most important changes happen when you're not forcing anything. Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video on my YouTube channel. So in today's video I am going to ride my horse in a hackamore for the very first time. I've ridden her bitless a couple of times and it went okay. So I've been wanting to test out a hackamore for a while now, actually on both of my horses, both Thia and Bessa. The horse I'm going to ride today is Thia because Bessa actually is having her Christmas break. So that's the plan. I've ridden her, as I said, I've ridden her bitless a couple of times and it went okay. I'm actually maybe going to do some pole work today as well. So hopefully I survive. Yeah, a hackamore is obviously a lot stronger than only riding bitless, but I've been wanting to try to ride in a hackamore for decades, so now I finally ordered one. But before I start today's video, I did actually go a little bit crazy on Black Week. Did I save money? Absolutely not, but I did order a lot of things that I needed, so I thought I would show you everything I ordered before we start today's video. And yeah, so I ordered everything from Hööks, and this is not a collab or anything. I bought everything with my own money. So the first thing I bought is 2 pairs of bell boots, one pair in black and one in brown, and they're in size large, so I hope they fit her. But yeah, I bought both colors because I didn't really know what I wanted, because she has brown boots, but I'm not really sure if that's going to be too much brown, and then it's better to have black, or I'm not really sure. And also, I mean, you can't have enough pair of bell boots because they get ruined every second, I feel like. The next thing I bought is a show shine because my other one is empty. I have never tested this exact show shine, but I hope it's good. But yeah, I bought that. And then I bought a hoof oil because my other one was empty as well. Never tested this one either, but I guess it's good. I mean, it's hoof oil. These are the only products I bought, and I just bought them because my other ones were empty. Then I bought a new bit for Bessa. I already have one of these, but I actually only have one, and both Thia and Bessa uses the same bit, so I ordered a new one so I don't have to like change the bit all the time. That takes a lot of time and I don't bother to do that. So it's a lot easier to just have 2 bits, and this is also a size bigger because, believe it or not, but she actually wears a 14.5 centimeter bit, which is kind of crazy. I feel like it doesn't even look that big, but it probably fit. So yeah, I hope this one fits because the other one were a bit too small. That is 13.5 centimeters, so I think this one is going to fit her perfectly. Bessa's mouth is kind of weird because she has like not the same size in any bits. Next thing I bought is 4 lead ropes because it was 4.99 like Norwegian crowns. So yeah, I bought 4 lead ropes. I actually wanted brown ones, but they didn't have brown lead ropes, so or they were not on sale, so I bought navy instead. Then I bought a liquid in apple flavor, and yeah, I just bought it because you can never have enough treats, and my horses deserve a liquid, so yeah. Then, as I talked about, I bought a hackamore. The brown leather was sold out, so I had to buy the black one instead. It doesn't really matter because I'm actually going to have fur on this part, and then I can easily just change this leather bit, so yeah, the black leather won't really show. So yeah, but I bought a hackamore, so I'm looking very much forward to test this one today, and hopefully it goes well. So since my other horse Bessa is a ginger, I bought her some hair ties, or whatever they're called, rubber bands. Yeah, whatever. The last thing I bought is 9 bags of treats. So I bought 3 packs with carrot flavor, and then I bought 3 packs with apple, and then I bought 3 packs with rose hip. Not really sure what taste that is, but yeah, so now I have a lot of treats for the horses. So I decided to ride Thia on a hackamore. No bit, no pressure inside her mouth, just something different, just because I was really curious. And almost immediately I felt it. She was calmer, more present, her energy felt like it stayed inside of her body instead of exploding outwards. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel like I had to manage her, I could just sit there and ride. So these are videos from the first ever time I rode Thia with a hackamore, and I'm actually shocked. So I just want to describe for you a little bit how it felt and my thoughts about the hackamore and Thia and everything, my whole picture of it. Because for me this is like a whole game changer. I am still a bit lost of words, kind of. But as soon as I sat up and rode with the hackamore, she just worked through her whole entire body, and she stayed soft in the contact without me having to hold or fix anything. She didn't break the neck like she often does with a bit, and she stayed connected and balanced. She wasn't strong, she wasn't stressed, she just was there. So before we go any further, I just want to explain for you a little bit the difference between a bit and a hackamore, and what a bit does and what a hackamore does. So a bit works inside of the horse's mouth. For many horses that's completely fine, but for sensitive horses, especially with the horses with anxiety or negative experience, that pressure can create tension before the ride even starts. And hackamore works on the nose and pull instead. For some horses that feels clearer and calmer and less overwhelming. And for Thia, it felt like the noise disappeared. So now I am going to show you the first time I jumped Thia in a hackamore and a full course in the hackamore. And yeah, honestly, it didn't feel dramatic. She just stretched it over her back, she stayed relaxed and no panic and no freezing. And it just felt normal. If you follow this journey, you know how big that word is for us. This doesn't mean the problem is fixed, and this doesn't mean we won't struggle again. This tells me something incredibly important. Thia wants to work, she wants to try, and she just needs to feel safe enough to do it. And that changes how I look at everything going forward. So I just wanted to explain my thoughts and feeling going into it and riding with the hackamore and going bitless. I was honestly just filming a normal day at Tack Hole, testing some new equipment and nothing more than that. At this point in our journey, I wasn't expecting anything. I've learned not to. Because when you ride a horse like Thia, you stop hoping for miracles. You just hope for calm. So I decided to try riding her on a hackamore without a bit, and not because I thought it would fix everything, but simply because I was curious. I wanted to see how she would feel with less pressure, less noise, and less expectations. And from the moment I got on, something felt different. She wasn't tense, she wasn't rushing, she wasn't mentally somewhere else. For the first time in a long time, I felt like she was actually with me. Normally when I ride Thia with a bit, she can get very strong and very hot, and it feels like all of her emotions come outside her body. She tries everything at once, and I'm constantly trying to manage that energy. But in the hackamore, that didn't happen. Her energy stayed inside of her body. She worked through her back. She stayed soft and connected without me having to hold her or force anything. What surprised me the most was how easily she came into a natural, correct frame. I didn't have to put her there. She didn't break her neck like she often does with a bit. She just carried herself. It felt quiet, and if you know Thia, you know how big that is. I then decided to jump a few fences, and honestly I was a little bit nervous because this is where things usually change for her. She didn't rush and she didn't lock up. She stretched over the fences with her whole body in a way that felt relaxed and effortless. She wasn't strong in the hand, she wasn't tense after the jump. She stayed exactly the same horse. And in that moment, I realized something really important. This horse isn't difficult, she isn't unwilling, she isn't broken, she's sensitive, she feels everything. Det värsta är att jag har ju ingenting, Hanna. Oj. Oh shit. she? En fløy. Jeg kom på en blå. Ja, skiller seg. Og så går du til tøylen hele veien. Down. Riktig. Ja. Fixing the unfixable isn't about quick solutions. It's about listening when something isn't working, being brave enough to change your approach, and being patient enough to let the horse show you the way. The hackamore might not be the final answer, but right now it's a step in the right direction. And that responsibility is heavy, because every decision I make now matters. Every ride either builds trust or takes it away. That's why this hackamore ride was so emotional for me. For the first time, I didn't feel like I was fighting her fear. I felt like I was finally working with her nervous system instead of against it. So the hackamore didn't make her forget the past, but it gave her one thing she desperately needed: relief. Relief from constant pressure, relief from the feeling that something bad was about to happen. And in that relief, she showed me herself again. This is why I believe in her comeback, not because I think she owes me big classes, not because I want result, or not because I feel like I need to prove somebody, but because I've seen what she's capable of when her mind is calm. If we can rebuild that calm in the show ring, step by step without rushing, then one day the jumps will grow again on their own. If that day never comes, then I at least know I gave her peace. But deep down, I believe this horse hasn't told her last story yet. This isn't about fixing a broken horse. It's about giving a brilliant one the space to believe again. This ride didn't fix everything. Thia will struggle, and she will have moments where her mind freezes, and there will still be days where nothing works. From now on, I will never ride Thia in a bit again, because I don't want to remind her of the past, and I just want to move forward and just create good memories in the hackamore. And to be honest, the last few rides on Thia has just been such of a roller coaster, and it's been so emotional for me to experience. So this ride didn't fix everything, and Thia will still struggle, and she will have moments where her mind freezes, and there will still be days where nothing works. But this ride showed me something I was starting to doubt. It showed me that she's still there, and that behind the fear, behind the stopping, and behind the shutdown, there is still a horse that wants to try. A horse that wants to trust, and a horse that still believes, even if it's just a little bit. This is why I won't give up on her, not because of the classes she used to jump, not because of what she could become, but because she deserves to feel safe in her own body again. The hackamore isn't a shortcut, it isn't a solution, it's a starting point, a way for her to breathe, to think, to stay present, and from there we rebuild. Slowly, honestly, and without pressure. This journey isn't about proving anything, it's about listening. And right now, Thia is telling me exactly what she needs. Fixing the unfixable. This is Thia's comeback story, and this is only the beginning.